The fight was long awaited. Did it confirm the waitings? Probably not. Because as I said, both prepared equally. Fury was very motivated. Somebody says that Fury won, somebody says that Usyk won. I can't say for 100% that Fury won that fight. I say no. Is this fight was easy for Usyk? Also no. Usyk has done his job for taking the victory. That was the most important thing. His motivation was very huge. Why I thought that this fight will be more furious? Because I thought that Fury will be motivated more. He would show more. But I think he was scared. I think that he already before the fight was afraid. He's no more that Fury, which been always. When he was self-confident, when he kissed everybody, hugged everybody, rised up, tickled. Here he was lost, and even worked in the fight carefully. He immediately showed his trumps, his right uppercut and right hook. Some of them Usyk missed. His forearm helped him during the block, and he read the Fury's game plan. He made an illusion of more punches, more activity. Fury tried to catch him up, somewhere he tried to strike him by his significant move. And it didn't work. Right now it is very important for Fury to not start drinking again. We already knew from his book that he had a lot of problems with drugs and alcohol. He's still thinking that he won both fights. He said that during press conference. But we can think a lot. For example, my two previous fights with Tire. The same as I thought, and I'm sure that I won the first fight. And the fight with Usyk is still under the question. Who won that fight? But that must be like this for Usyk and for Fury. This is the history which is happening right now, and we are inside this story. And that is showing that's not always. Not always Fury is gonna be big. Not always he's gonna be strong, fast and powerful. Alexander is showing that hard work pays off, that you can achieve the highest achievements. But do you think that Fury went to this camp by slipshod manner? I think he'd done that for the first time, because for this time his gas tank was already empty. If he had this for the first time as he'd done that for this fight, he had more chances to win. But do you think that his shape was better? He breathed better. Somewhere he saved his gas tank. In the first fight he didn't save his gas tank, and in the first fight he played for public. But here he was shackled. He tried to boxing properly. Right hand is covering his chin, but it didn't work. What Usyk did, two fights with Joshua and with Fury. He did exactly the same. He went behind the right arm and struck his jab from this position right to the head. That's how he had the distance to work by his height. That's how he was able to strike Fury, who was a head higher, exactly the same as Joshua. Мог подойти и ударить такому габаритному, как Фьюри, как Джошуа. В принципе, он то же самое делал, да. Ничего не поменялось. But do you think that in this fight Usyk wanted to do exactly the same thing as he rocked Fury in their first fight? Here they both tried to do the same thing. I don't know how to name this one. You are not changing your fighting style. When you learn something, and you are doing this constantly without changing the game plan, as I said that before. Why they're not changing something? Because that is under the risk. If they would change something, they're risking. He can lose the fight by one shot. But wait, what about the dirt with this time from Fury's side? It was not in their first fight. The dirt? I would not say that there were a lot of dirt. Where was the dirt? That they didn't risk to fight in close distance? Probably Fury was scared to fight in close distance because Usyk could make a lot of problems, that he can escape and start to attack immediately. But probably that was his strategy because we know that how he defeated Cunningham the same way, when he was knocked down by the hard shot. And right after that he took that fight by pure dirt, when he grabbed his neck and struck from the bottom. He tried to do that here. But Usyk is a different level. He gave not to clinch himself. We can see here that Oleksander and his neck. He has almost no neck, because he trained it a lot and it is very big. To hold the strike first, and secondly it helps to avoid this kind of dirty clinches. That's why his neck is so pumped up. If he had a small neck when he fought in cruiserweight, he would be much bigger when he switched the category. If he had the same neck, he would be knocked out in the heavyweight. But do you think that Fury won their fight with Klitschko by pure dirt? Klitschko? I cannot say that there was a pure dirt here. What do you mean dirt? Here is the referee who is responsible for that fight, who is watching and not stopping. But I'll interrupt you. Have you seen two fights before Fury Usyk? No, I didn't watch. I will tell you, there was a pure dirt where fought two heavyweights, where they punched by overhands, rabbit punches and clinches, and when one fighter even pushed the second one, the referee started a countdown. He didn't break the fighters, he didn't deduct the points, and even the commentators told that this referee is incompetent, and this referee judged a lot of fights in this fighting card. It was obvious that their referees were incompetent in that fight. Even commentators talked about that. Even the crowd booed at the decision. You know, the judge is playing a massive role in their fight, and for both fighters, the style depends on the judge. But if the referee allowed to do that, that is not the question for us. The fight that we are watching now, this is not the same as it was during the actual fight. There is the adrenaline, there is the fear, a lot of crowd is watching. A lot of people are watching. The referee can be nervous. The athletes can be nervous. They must stay alive. People, responsibility. I like how Bevel said, I watched my fight once and never watched this again, because the real thing's inside the ring, and when you are watching that fight on the side, it is different. We can see some mistakes from the side, but these feelings are not the same. Every single athlete can say that. How I could do that thing? That is a stupid mistake, for example. I could do that different. No, you can't. Because it is different, your mind is fogged. When you are watching this through the fog, and you can't control your feelings, your body, that is our psychology, the stress, the worries, and if we have now some good brain impulses, which are going to our muscles, we can't control our avatar. It is interesting to compare the guys which are boxing now, and they're watching each from the sides. That are two different types of fightings.